Hello everyone, this video will cover Module 8. So Module 8 is the halfway point of the semester. We are to that mid point of the semester, which means that you do have something that you can complete for extra credit as a midpoint survey if you want to. This is also a good time to check your grades. So I know some of you kind of keep up with those throughout the semester, but some of you don't. And so I get students every year who don't even ever, they never look at their grades till the end of the semester, and that's about the point when I can't do anything. So to help you, so midpoint is a really good time. Check your grade, make sure that the grades are accurate. If you've lost points on assignments, I should have explained to you within the comments, whether that's inline comments or with a rubric or whatever, that what the issues are, so you can check those. Just kind of keep track of that, and if there are any there's anything that you want to turn in late, you do have to email me to have it unlocked, so that you can turn it in for half credit. But this is a really good time to do that, because if you wait too much longer, then you're going to be, you'll have a lot of work backed up, and you won't be able to be working on the work that you need to be doing right now. So anyway, Module 8, we are continuing with poetry here. We've got 3 new areas to look at, new aspects of poetry, including imagery, sound, which is the rhythm and the rhyme, and then form, which is all those rules for, how long the line is, how many lines you have in a stanza, all of that kind of thing. So you've got to make sure that you do the readings. And the readings they're just like the other chapters about poetry, where you have some terminology and then you'll have some examples within the chapter. And so rather than listing out all of the poems that you read, I just put here, make sure that you read those selected poems. Any poem within the page numbers there, you should be reading, because there could be questions about it on the quiz. So the quiz just covers these 3 chapters, and so you'll be getting some new aspects of poetry, some new terminology that's a little bit different from the previous quiz. And then the other thing that you're doing, so your writing assignment for this module is a journal. Call it a journal, but it is like personal writing assignment. And so what you're going to be doing with this one is you're creating 4 entries, and the purpose of this is to explore form in poetry. So the first entry, you're going to choose a closed form poem out of the book. And so if you look in the section on poetry, there's a whole chapter on form, and it goes over closed form and open form. Closed form has a lot of different types. So an open form is just kind of the one category. So you can go through and just pick one, if you're interested in that's not a good one, like a villanelle or something, or a sonnet. You pick a poem. So, Theodore Rookie's The Awakening, or The Waking, and use that as your poem. So you're going to create a Word document, and in this Word document you'll have 4 entries. The first entry is going to basically analyze one of the closed form poems in the chapter. So you can just pick the one that you liked the best, and just kind of 250 words or so, personal response. What'd you like about it? What spoke to you? What'd you notice? What sort of techniques did you see that the poet was using? Why do you think they chose that form? So, if it's a sonnet, why do you think they liked that sonnet form, that kind of thing? And so you'll just a short, like a paragraph entry. The second entry, you'll do the same thing for an open form poem. So there are open form poems in here, and then actually there's not an extra section. So we've got some examples of open form poetry in here. You'll have fewer to choose from, but you definitely have a couple to look at. And then So that's what entry 1 and 2. Entry 3 and 4 is to write your own. So your first thing you're going to do is write your own closed form poem, and then you'll write your own open form poem. Now, poetry writing, this is not obviously a creative writing class, although some of you may have taken one before. So I'm not expecting like the most beautiful poem ever written. It may be some of the, I've had students write, poems about green beans or socks or something like really basic, and that's totally fine. The point is whether or not you meet the form's requirements. So I'm having you demonstrate that you understand how a poetry form works by writing your own. A lot of students choose a haiku because it's short, and that's totally fine. And students have written haikus before, and so you definitely can do that. But if you want a challenge, try a villanelle or a sestina or something like that, because those are they're gonna challenge you a little bit more to like count the syllables in each line and pay attention to the rhyme scheme, and how the lines rhyme with each other, that kind of thing. So that's your challenge. Make sure you tell me which form that you use though, so otherwise I won't be able to tell whether or not you did it correctly. And then the entry 4 is to write your own open form poem. An open form poem does not rhyme, does not have a specific rhyme scheme or, set number of stanzas or set number of lines within a stanza or set number of syllables within a line. So it's all open. And so that one you can, pick any topic. A lot of times students will pick something related to personal experience. So, pick a object and then see if you can write a poem about it. And so again, not graded on the quality of your poem, just whether or not you can show that you understand what an open form poem is. So once you have written all 4 entries, then you can just upload your Word document like you would any other writing assignment for the class. The last thing in the module is a midpoint survey, which you can take if you want. I will add this to the instructions. You do get 5 points extra credit for taking the survey. It is anonymous, and all it does is just kind of help me to see if there's anything that's problematic in the class that I can change for the second half of the semester. So it's helpful when students leave feedback on things that could be improved. That way, if there's anything that I can anticipate, I can make some changes then. And like I said, you do get extra credit for doing it. So it's a nice midway through the semester, a nice way to get some extra credit. And then you'll have the same option at the end of the semester. It just tells me when you finish the survey. It does not tell me whose answers are which. So just kind of keep that in mind. It is anonymous. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. Otherwise, have a great week.